want to reiterate from the very beginning of this project, it's always been about showing folks that you don't have to be a millionaire, that the everyday average guy, average person, let me rephrase that, can do this. And it's a matter of picking yourself up and just showing up every day. It's a matter of setting a goal and working towards that goal. It's a matter of you can do this, and you can do this making the most of what you have, or doing the best with what you can. Since Kalispell, we've had one more horse show. We did some Facebook Live stuff. Hope you've been following along. I'm really enjoying this, and it's getting easier by the day to turn the camera back on. I upgraded some equipment, so the content to follow with the Futurity Project, I use both, of course, my phone. Bought a Solo Cam 3. Which, hopefully we're going to give it the big test. Hopefully it can work inside a building. It's got a good quality camera. If nothing else, we'll be able to get you some outside content on the days I go and ride outside. And one of my biggest concerns is, again, you guys get to listen to me yammer on, and which is important too. And people need to understand that, and they need to really truly give themselves more credit, believe in themselves enough to show up, enough to catch that horse every night, enough to hook onto the trailer every night, enough to make arrangements and just do it. Whether you're running barrels, whether you're riding a reining horse, whether you're roping, if improved horsemanship and a better relationship that you have with your horses is your goal, that's great. That's always been my goal. That's my program. Has to be a better way, and there is. But again, I'll reiterate this one more time. The goal of this whole project was to show the world, and show folks out there that you can set a pretty high goal and you can accomplish those things. You can set a budget, you can save, you can scrimp, but it is not out of your reach. If there's something you want to do, go do it. Find a way. You can, there's always a way, there's always a workaround. Yeah, you may not be able to spend the kind of money somebody else does. That's okay. When you do accomplish your goal, it makes it that much sweeter, that much better to know that, I did this and I didn't have to be a millionaire to do it. And I'm not picking on any millionaires out there. I'm just using the example that anything you want to do, especially at whatever level you want to do it at, there's an opportunity. You don't have to break the bank and go bankrupt to do, to chase your goal and accomplish it. Kind of my day-to-day routine every morning. Kick Boo out into his pasture. It's a small pasture, but at least he gets to get outside and get out. Every evening he gets to go in the barn with a light. For those of you that don't know, light controls a horse's hair growth. Light controls whether or not they stay, fairly slick. And he's still growing a winter coat, but we've kind of got it managed at this point. So when we get to Oklahoma, if it's cold down there, he'll have enough hair, he won't freeze, but yet he'll still look like a show horse. So I'm just going to kind of show you what my afternoon routine is. This is Murphy. Murphy is a flat-coated retriever. We call him the Peter Pan of dogs. It's Jody's dog. He's a good boy. He's just a baby. He's not even a year old yet. And then this is Moosey. Moosey is a Lhasa Apso. They are a Himalayan dog. She's a pretty good dog. Huh. Okay. Well, we'll get to it. doing a kind of a how-to today. So this is kind of the inside of Boo's stall. Gets inside of their Quonset barn. Every day he gets a scoop of Safe Choice Original and 2 apples. We have a beautiful Macintosh apple tree. For those of you that have been kind of wanting to know how we do things, what we do, so his feeding schedule, and we're doing two videos at the same time here. We did get our Solo Cam 3, a robot camera, and that way it'll allow us to film a lot more and give you guys a lot more content. But in the interim, I have alfalfa. I got a ton of alfalfa hay and then about 4 tons of straight grass. He's been getting about a 50-50 blend of alfalfa and grass. And so because of the weather and the temperature, you know, daylight dictates their hair growth. I don't want him to go to Oklahoma and be a fuzzy mess, but I don't want him to get cold either. So at night he gets to come in the barn with this LED light all night long. Then he gets to go outside in his pasture, which we'll see that every day. And so he's not locked up in this little 12x12 stall, but you can see he gets a 50-50 mix of alfalfa and then this really nice grass hay. Neighbor put this up this year. Did a good job. He gets fed, of course, in his stall in a corner feeder, which seems to work out really well. He gets 7 pounds or a gallon of Safe Choice. Of course, we clean his stall. He gets watered every day, outside and inside. Looks like we need to fill up one jug of water. Kind of give a look at his stall on the inside. At night, we close the roll-up door. He's in here. We put his blankies on him. But that is, okay, we're going to show you the Solo Cam. Solo Cam is my robot camera. It's going to help us provide you with some, hopefully some super neat content. October rolls around and normally I'm done showing horses. That's the end of the year, and my physiology, my brain, my goal process moves to hunting and being in the outdoors, and it's how I'm wired. And I've always got some goal. And it's funny, you do this so many years in a row and you become a creature of habit, and your body will respond to that, your mind will respond to that, and staying focused for the last month has been a struggle. But every day I show up. Every day, you know, I haven't stopped riding my horse, and I haven't stopped moving towards that goal.
Showing up. If no one invests in you, invest in yourself. If no one believes in you, believe in yourself. Even if you don't see the results right away, keep showing up until you do see the results. Even if you don't see the results for a very, very long time, keep showing up. What if the results don't come? They're not going to come if you quit. Keep showing up. I'm tired. Keep showing up. I don't feel like it. Keep showing up. I can't see any results. Keep showing up. I don't know where to start. Just start. Do something. Take that first step. Every step you take adds up. And sooner or later, you'll look back and see that you're at the top of the staircase. It doesn't matter if you can't see the top from where you are. Just know that if you keep climbing, if you keep learning how you can get to the next level, you will soon be exactly where you need to be. If you quit, if you never start climbing, if you never take that first step, you'll never get there, and you'll forever live in regret.
So we went to my dad's place. He's going to go to Oklahoma City with us and help us navigate through that horse show, knowing where we need to be, when we need to be there. He's got a lot of experience down there. He's a professional horse trainer, and it's giving me a lot of help. So the end of the week, we've made an arrangement to assess Boo and my performance. You know, the training part has been done. The horse knows his job. Now it's just a matter of polishing, so to speak, what we do know, and preparing Boo and myself for the show pen. So go ride with him a little bit and get his, input. His opinions, his knowledge is very valuable and very appreciated. So right now we're just going to jog him around and warm his body parts up. I think warming a horse's body parts, warming them up is as important as cooling him down. Pushing his, right there, we're going to push his body parts around. We're going to move his hip around, and he's really willing to want to go, and sometimes we get a little lost in translation, a little lost in communication there. He's thinking I'm asking him to depart on the lead, and really I'm just wanting him to move his hip around there and loosen that body part up. And there he kind of figured it out. And it's really important just to kind of hang out and ask and wait for the right response, and then go ahead and reward. But we're going to jog him around for a little while, and till I feel like his body's warmed up. And then today we're going to work on some turnarounds. We're going to work on some starts. We're going to work on livening his feet up, listening to my leg and my hand a little bit sharper. Sometimes he tends to lean a little bit with his rib cage and his belly. He's super sensitive horse, but again, lost in translation there. Sometimes the communication takes a little bit to go from my leg to his brain and then back down to his feet. Now that we're warmed up, I'm going to
liven my horse's feet up, and we're going to jog around in a circle. And my concept to the turnaround has always been, I want to release the horse to the turnaround as a reward. So the turnaround has always been and always will be a forward movement. And there's some different thought process and theories on it, but in order for me to wrap my head around it, if I think of the turnaround in anything other than a forward motion, then it just messes my horse up. So my concept is we'll move him forward, going to march him around in a work type drill. We're going to drill, we're going to march around, and then I'm going to open my leg and allow the horse to turn as the reward. So we can either march around or we can turn, and pretty quick those horses start to hunt that turnaround, and it becomes easy for them. So right there, if you see, he kind of ducks around there. He's anticipating the turnaround. So I'm just going to stop for a minute, make sure I got some control. We're going to march around, and I'm just hanging out and waiting for the horse to give me the opportunity to ask him to turn. So right there, had to wake him up just a little bit, go, hey, we're turning. Again, that just comes in that little bit of a delay between my hands, the signal to my hands, the horse's brain to his feet. So now having found that little bit of a sticky spot, what I'm going to do is kind of counterbend the horse. There we go. So he's kind of figuring it out. Liven your feet up. Pretty good boy. So the concept here is I'm going to counterbend him around. I'm going to lift his shoulders. I'm going to counterbend him around, march him around there, and then stop and go ahead and ask for the turn the opposite direction, because I've just placed his body in the most effective or the most efficient position for the turnaround to be easy. So I'm asking for his nose to be to the right. I'm driving his hip way up underneath of him. I'm driving him around there. Then pretty quick we're going to stop. I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to rein over and say turn. And we'll go, okay, very good. Capture him up there. Catch his rib cage up just a little. March him on out of it. So now we're discussing a little bit about what my dad sees, what Kim sees, and what we need to do here. We've got him warmed up. We've got him think and turn. So now we're just going to walk him around. We're going to practice stopping and just reining over and turning. So we're going to just turn. What does he do when I just rein over there and turn? And really, the whole concept is if your horse hunts the turn on their own, then it becomes their responsibility to do their job, and my responsibility to just sit there and basically not fall off. It allows me to be a better pilot, kind of a fly-by-wire, fly-by-wire thought process. I'm gonna march him ahead. Just kind of jog around, and we're just testing our steering here a little bit. I'm going to drive his hip around, stop, and go the other way. I'm going to catch his rib cage up a little bit. There we go. Liven his feet up. He's being a really good boy. I couldn't be happier with this colt, and just how lively he really is. So willing, and he tries so hard. Capture him up, drive his hip up under him to the left now. Got his nose to the left just a little bit. And we're marching. I am waiting and waiting for the opportunity. See, he's anticipating that. There we go. And I just rein over and say turn. And a boy kind of hangs out. Sometimes, if I quit riding, he will go, oh, are we stopping? What are we doing? Just catch him up. And again, that's just being a young horse and so willing to want to just do everything he's asked to do. I'm going to march him around. We're going to try it again. Drive his hip up underneath of him, catch his body parts up till I feel that he's got the right position to do his job easily. There we go. Spun around. He's trying really hard. He's not being bad in any way. There we go. That time I give him a little bit more time to think about what we're doing. And boy, is he trying hard. Gonna pet him there, let him stop, and definitely get that reward. So what Kim's coming out here, he's talking about what he's doing. He's saying, you know, when you're in the show pen, you pick your hand up. That horse has to demonstrate softness through his poll and his shoulders. And what this drill does is allows me to, every time I lift my hand, naturally he's going to break at the poll, but it's also going to create that habit of lifting the shoulders. He can lift the shoulders and break at the poll and be soft. And what it does is it gets his body more compact. We talk about true collection. Pick my hand up, put my leg on him, and his body should get more compact, and which allows him to turn around so much freer and so much easier. And in the show pen, it's going to look so much better. That you know, we're striving for that, willfully guided. And so now we're just step forward and just ask him to turn here. Move my hand over. I'm waiting patiently. There we go. So now the concept's there. Move your feet, catch your rib cage up. Very good. Pretty happy with that. Pick his head up. I'm asking for his poll, but I'm not only just asking for his poll, and this is so important. I want to ask for the horse to lift his shoulders. And kind of see him. There we go. Pretty happy with that. So as we move forward through this, in the steering, we're just trying to present, when I ask the horse to turn in the show pen, that he just turns. And we want a smooth start, a good cadence step, and a crisp stop. As we move forward here, I'm going to start capturing him up at the pole, and I'm trying to build confidence, trying to build some confidence here as he breaks over at the pole in that turnaround. There we go. So I'll capture up and I'll just hold it on his neck and then release. And if he stops, what he's going to do here is, as we're watching through this, I'm going to capture him up with my other hand, suck it down to his neck, kind of capture him, ask him to keep turning, and then I'll release. And his job, the concept that we're looking for here, is when I do release, that he stays in that frame and keeps turning. And you'll notice I'll let him go and he'll stop and he's like, what are we doing? I'm not quite sure. There we go. Tries very hard. So we're going to move forward, and as I'm moving forward, I'm grabbing the bridle reins with my right hand, sucking it down to his neck, and I'm just capturing him up and pushing my hand down on his neck. And the concept here is, if he will break over the pole and step around there, I can let him go. I'm reminding him of his frame in the turnaround. And what this will do is help keep his shoulders elevated as we turn around, and when I let him go, he stops. So I want to be able to let him go and hold that frame and have him still have the responsibility of keeping the turnaround going until I have actually asked him to stop. And this is turning this responsibility over to him a little bit. So I'm going to step up. I'm going to ask him to turn. I'm going to capture him up. There we go. He's a little stuck, but he's going to keep moving his feet, and then I'm going to let him go. Nope. I want you to keep turning. Keep turning. There you go. Find it. Now let him go. Nope. I want you to keep turning. And he's a little confused there, but there we go. He finds it. Nope. There. He almost has it. I'm going to capture him up and say, this is where I want you. Nope. Keep turning. You got to keep turning, partner. There we go. You just hang out and wait, and they will find it. So there I let him go. Every time I let him go, he's wanting to stop. There, he's thinking about staying in the turn. And I'm not really asking. I don't want him to turn really fast. What I want him to do is just continue to turn. Just maintain that turn when I let him go. Let him go there. He's thinking about it. I'm going to capture him up again. Let him go. Capture him up. Let him go. There, he's starting to get it. He's starting to hunt. He's starting to find what we're looking for. There we go. Every time I let him go, he's like, oh, wait, I got to keep turning. Let him go. No, keep turning. So we're going to let him air up here. Talking to my dad here, he's kind of really trying to explain so that I can wrap my head around the concept. And of course, watching these videos and narrating a little bit, it helps just solidify the concept. So he's talking about you're going to capture him up and then let him go and see what he does. He should maintain that turn until I've asked him to stop specifically. What that'll do in the show pen is when I ask him to turn, if I have to pick my hand up, he's not going to change his step. He's not going to change anything. He's going to continue to turn free and clean and smooth until I say, whoa. That'll allow me to help him in the show pen a lot more. I'm going to walk him forward just a step or two. Now I've asked him to turn, and I'm giving him time to figure it out. I can't reiterate this enough. Ask your horse and just hang out and wait. Hang out and wait till they find it. There we go. He's found the turn. I'll let him go. Gonna capture him up again. Let him go. He's starting to get the idea. Let him go. He's still turning. When I let him go, he's like, wait, while keep turning. And it'll get a lot better over the next couple days of just practice. Pet him on the neck and remind him what a good boy he is. One last thing, folks. Remember to pet your horses. Pet them on the neck, pet them on the backside. When they do something right, give them the attaboy. We all learn that way. If you do something right, somebody says, good job, that just solidified in your mind that you did the process correctly.
Long time. We started this back in February, if you don't remember, and we've had some highs, we've had some lows.